Hi guys, it's Brookelynne and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review on the Estée Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I've got a sample of it in the shade Shell Beige. List retails for about £35, it could be more, I don't know. And it is a medium to full coverage foundation. Personally, I think it's more full coverage. And I'll put a picture of what it looks like, the packaging. It comes in like a wee frosted glass packaging with like a goldy lid. It doesn't have pump or anything. I have used this on and off for 8.5 years. I have bought a couple of full sizes in it, but technically I just go get samples sometimes because I am cheap. But hey ho. I have done a couple of videos, as I said before, on this foundation in the past in different shades. Personally, I think for my dark, like fake tan skin tone, I love Shell Beige because it is quite a good matte and it has a good undertone. It is more of a warmer undertone, but it has slightly a bit of an olive tone to it, but it's more warmer. I do like tawny, I do like Ivory Beige, but I learn from more for my well, tawny work for my dark tan, but Ivory Beige is more for my tan starting to fade out. But yeah, Shell Beige, if I was going to buy one, it would either be Shell Beige or tawny, but I have bought a Shell Beige, a full size Shell Beige about 6 years ago and I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I went into Medicare and got a sample and they're really, really nice there. And do you have different foundations in that range? I have the light one and I have a even more maximum coverage foundation because I believe there's like sheer, light, medium, full and maximum. This one for me personally is definitely more of full coverage. It can't be built to maximum. I only did one layer today, I didn't do 2 layers. If I did 2 layers for like a night out, for instance, like I did a few weeks ago, it was maximum coverage and this stuff does not move. It promises to stay in place and be really, really good full coverage. And it promises to stay for like long work days, nights out. And it's like paint, like it's proper like that stay proof paint for your makeup, like for your face. And it is good for people who have acne, like acne type skin tones. It is good for people who have a lot to cover up, like acne, hypopigmentation, stuff like that. Now, I obviously, like, I don't really have like a load of things to cover up. I do sometimes get a bit of redness, and sometimes I do have a little bit of like pigmentation, like freckles and stuff like that. And I don't know if I'm starting to get melasma or not, but I do have like a darker patch around my nose. It could be, but I like full coverage anyway. And people are probably like, why get the full coverage? It's because sometimes my skin can randomly flush, like go red. Not as much now, but years ago it was bad. But even then, I like to kind of have a full coverage foundation, and Estée Lauder Bubble Wear is one of like my favourite ones, and it is quite good for like people who are a bit self-conscious of their skin. They want to have a full face of makeup on and just feel a bit more made up and better about themselves, and I'm all for that. So yeah, definitely love this foundation. I would say if you're more of an oily type, it'll suit your skin better because it is a matte finish. If you're more drier, definitely prep your skin and use your hydrating primers, moisturisers, etc. Don't be using a mattifying primer or moisturiser because it will make your skin feel uncomfortable. Even me, I use a hydrating primer, and because I had pretty much powder and I had to set with my Primark coconut fixing mist, and it really helps my skin feel nice. So definitely recommend getting a coconut fixing mist, either by MAC or like the Primark one, because it will help if you have dry skin, like to use as foundation, that will help for you. And yeah, I'll definitely say if you're oily skin, like especially if I oily, use a mattifying primer and stuff like that, and obviously a mattifying fixing mist that'll like keep your makeup on. Now, I do have like combination sensitive skin. I do tend to get a little bit oily around my forehead, not that much, but it's more prominent in summer, and because it's like autumn time, it isn't as prominent now. And I tend to get more drier cheeks, especially in winter. So I like to kind of treat drier parts, and I don't mind a bit of shine on my forehead. It doesn't really bother me, and my skin can be sensitive, so I tend to this time of the year use more hydrating products with this foundation. I would definitely recommend, if you've got drier skin or even more mature skin, to use a glowy primer and hydrating primer because it will really help you out, and you'll still get the full coverage but you'll have more of a flattering effect. Because I find with me, I'm better with a luminous primer on, like a luminous primer under my foundation, so it doesn't matter what finish my foundation is, because I have that glowy primer underneath, so it'll reflect, if that makes sense. And I think that's definitely a better thing to do if you have more dry or mature skin, especially mature skin, because light kind of helps bounce and make a more flattering base for you. So I think this comes in a wide range of shades. I think there's about 60 shades or maybe 50 shades. I'm not entirely sure. I will put it under here, but it has a load of shades. They've kept expanding their shades over the years. I think it is 60, like I'm pretty sure it is. So it's from the very, very lightest to like the very darkest. Now I have fake tan on. I'm naturally very pale, and my shade will be, when I'm naturally pale, as Ivory Nude. And so it's great that anyone about any skin tone, undertone, whatever, has a chance to get a good match with this foundation. I would say if you're on a budget, it isn't the best because it is quite dear. It keeps going up in price each year. But if it's something you want to treat yourself with, like say for a birthday or like a Christmas present, I would definitely recommend it. Now I do like other foundations over that, like I do prefer my Huda Beauty and the Too Faced Born This Way. I do prefer them, and what are like they're like ones in that full coverage region. I do prefer them over Double Wear, but Double Wear is still quite good, and it is a good bridal one. But the only thing is it does have SPF 15, so depends on how like your skin reacts to light. I would say if you don't really get that much flashback, say for instance you've used SPF in your makeup before and you've been on night out and you haven't really got like flashback, then it should be fine for you, but obviously test that before you go get married or have that special occasion. But for me, like any type of SPF on my face causes major flashback for me, and I have white face, especially on my 21st birthday. Well, it was my fault for like not getting a sample of a darker shade to match tan, but not bringing a darker foundation with me. But I would definitely say get shade matched and have your correct shade for your special occasion, and make sure you test out your makeup so it doesn't give you flashback. I would recommend for one that has zero SPF, a Huda Beauty Faux filter. That's amazing, and I wore that on my wedding day. So yeah, I'm gonna cut to the demo, and you'll see me applying the makeup and stuff. So okay, so starting out with the Primark Prep and Perfect Multivitamin Primer. So it's basically a moisturising primer, a drip with the Bobbi Brown one. And I have a review coming up with this primer. It's basically like a thick cream. I absolutely love it. Taking about that much out of it. I'm just gonna apply it to my face with my fingers. I'm not gonna do a glowy primer. Well, it technically does have a bit of a glow to it, but it's more like a regular like primer, but more moisturising, if that makes sense. So yeah. Just slapping that all on my face. I'm going to close up the door though. Okay, so the primer's all on. I've closed the door and I'm going to apply this foundation. Now, sample, I've got the shade Shell Beige. Just looks like that. I have done a couple of videos on my channel like last year on the shades Tawny and Ivory Beige, but last month I actually went into the Medicare to get a sample of Shell Beige because I wanted to try it out again. I have had Shell Beige like 5-6 years ago and I loved it. So I wanted to try it out again, try it out in camera because might as well. And woo, it's loads. That should do my whole flipping face. I'll show you. Like that load came out of the bottle there. But these samples actually do you ages. So I am going to apply my foundation with this So Eco, basically beauty sponge. Looks like the Real Techniques one, but it's not, it's green. And I'm just going to take like the flat side of it to apply it, but like just take bits at a time and just sample it on my face and blend it out. And I find my cheeks need more coverage than the rest of me, but I do like to do a full run of the foundation all over because I like to be even. And I'm trying to work out this lighting situation, so if the lighting looks crap, I'm sorry. But I'm actually like in front of a mirror because I got this mirror years ago, but I can't find the lid of it. I need to get new bulbs for it. So once that's like also around, I'll act like a ring light so it won't be so dark and dull looking. But yeah, I'm just blending this all in. I do have a wee smaller mirror like here. And I'm just kind of looking into that to see how things are blending. I'm also looking here too, but as you can see, it is more like a matte finish foundation, which is not my favourite, but I like it for the coverage. I do like this foundation. I've used it on and off for years, and it is really nice. But I actually wore this on a night out like a few weeks ago with my friends, and it lasted the whole night. Fun fact, I didn't take the makeup off that night, and it was still perfect next day. After all that eventful night, but it was still like perfect, and nothing but like smudged or budged or anything like that. So yeah, it is a good foundation, especially for like long days and nights out. So that is one full layer. I'm not going to do any more layers because I don't think I need to, and I'm only going out shopping, so there's no point. But I am going to have a close look with a wee compact mirror and tell you how I think of it. Okay, so looking in the compact mirror, it actually does look quite flawless. I do see a bit of a shine because that primer does have a little bit of a shine. Maybe it would be better off using my e.l.f. Poreless primer, but hey ho. And I've always realised that foundation, or noticed that foundation to be not so flat. It is matte, but I've seen like matter ones. It is like, it does dry down to like more of a flatter matte, but a bit of shine doesn't really annoy me, so I like a bit of a glow. Normally with this foundation I like to put like a glow primer on underneath because I like to have that dewy look. I am coming 30, so I need a bit of a boost. So I am going to do some concealer. I'm going to use, this is a concealer I've been using like non-stop this month and last month. It's Makeup Obsession Mega Concealer in the shade F4, no it's 04. I keep on calling it F4, I don't know why. But it just looks like it has like a big concealer, and this applicator in this is actually massive. It's even bigger than the Conceal and Define, because look. But I'm just going to take it underneath the eyes. And then on the bridge of my nose. Just at where I always have a concealer, just these spots. So I'm just wearing the foundation like I would normally wear it. I'm not doing anything different because I want to see how it wears throughout the day, and just going to take that beauty blender, like the side of it, to blend out. And if you don't notice me calling it a beauty blender, just call it all sponge, like a beauty blender. I think everyone does, but even though like this one's got a knockoff one, but beauty blender's a beauty blender, so unless you get a really crap one. But yeah, hang on. I'm blind to bathtub to have a compact mirror with me at all times in makeup, cause yep. Taking away this side to blend out the under eye. And not much of a rush to go the other side. So then I'm going to take the flat side just to help blend them two colours out. And here. I like to add concealer under my jawline just to kind of sharpen it all up and clean up any kind of contour, just to make it appear more kind of sculpted, because I do have, like, I don't have the chubbiest cheeks, but they're not as chubby as they were like years ago and before I lost the weight, but they're still not like a really slender cheek, so I have to have all the help I can get. Okay, so the powder I'm using is the Revolution Concealing Fix powder. I actually love this powder. It gives you like a nice airbrushed smooth effect, but the only downside of it, it does get everywhere and it's a bit of a nuisance. Before I got makeup set up, I did not use it as much because I just couldn't be arsed dealing with the mess, and now I've got the setup and the drawers and all and everything just neatly organised. Well, the top isn't that neat because I've just been using it all the time, but I'm waiting on shelves, so I'm going to put some things on the shelves above the setup or the other side, don't know. But yeah, it's just so much better, like, be able to get after makeup at once, and that's why I've been using makeup I haven't touched for like ages, including this powder, and I absolutely love it. But because it's in a drawer, it isn't getting as everywhere as it would be if it's in a box or bag, because it's sitting flat instead of sitting like tipped up like that. And because it is like half it's all done and half of it actually flew around whatever box or bag I had it in or whatever, so half of it's all done up and it's easier to use, so yeah. And I am going to set the rest of my face with it. I don't know why I put it in the drawer. I'm just in such a rush. So the rest of the face I'm going to use an Ellison's big powder brush. I need to clean brushes, so they're that bad. So I'm going to actually tip to get more powder out. Because this foundation is quite a matte foundation, I find I don't need as much powder with it, but I do like to set every foundation down because I hate that tacky feeling of a foundation. They're pretty much on powder. It's flying everywhere. But I hate that tacky feeling of a foundation. I just find when the foundation's tacky, everything else goes on patchy and it does my absolute nothing. So, yeah. Okay, so that's the whole powder and concealer and all set in with the foundation, and it does look quite airbrushed, and I got some of my trousers. I'm a disaster. But on first impressions, if it's been like this hairline, it does look quite airbrushed, quite flawless, and I do like it. As you can see, let's see that I've got some flipping baby hairs. I mean, my hair's naturally blonde and I need to do the roots during next week. That's why like the hairline looks awful at the minute. But the foundation looks really, really flawless. Now it is a bit too matte and too dry and well to put a pound of flipping powder on my face, so what do you expect for my liking? But it does look quite medium to full, like probably more full coverage and flawless. But I am going to do a wee fixing spray or setting spray over top, so just bear that in mind because my face does feel quite dry because I put too much powder on. But yeah, I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like after I've got the makeup on, the full makeup on. So yeah, I'll see you when it's all on. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video, hope I didn't ramble too much, and I'll see you again for the next one. Stay gorgeous, God bless, bye.